Zendaya Marie Stormer Coleman, the full name of Zendaya, who's known for roles such as Rue Bennett in the show Euphoria, MJ, short for Michelle Jones Watson in Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home, Cheney in Dune, and more. But besides acting, Zendaya has also had a love for music, which she got introduced to the arts at a very young age because of her mom, who not only was a teacher but also worked as a house manager at the California Shakespeare Theater in Orinda, California. Since Zendaya was about 2 years old and were growing up in the theater, she got interested in wanting to do acting, followed by music and dancing, which she started around 8 years old, working really hard at it in a hip-hop dance troupe called Future Shock Oakland. She also went to Oakland Middle School for the Arts and started working in LA around the age of 12 and a half in 2009, where she did modeling for Macy's, Old Navy, and even appeared in some commercials such as the ad for iCarly's Fashion Switch figures, a Sears commercial as a backup dancer that also features Selena Gomez, and even in a Kids Bop music video for a cover of Katy Perry's 2008 hit Hot and Cold. This was also the year she auditioned and got the role of Rocky Blue for the Disney Channel show Shake It Up, which premiered the next year in November 2010, becoming a big hit for the network, making it the second most watched show when premiered. Then the following year, while having so much success on the show, Zendaya independently released her first single titled Swag It Out on May 30th, a pop R&B electro song that was about finding your own personal swag, style, and learning how to own it. And while already seeing Disney stars such as Selena Gomez, Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato, and others pursue a music career, it was quite common to see a Disney star take this route. But from what it seemed, this was just a fun release with no album plans or a project attached to it. The following month on June, Zendaya and Bella Thorne released their single Watch Me, included on the Shake It Up, Break It Down soundtrack, which peaked at number 86 on the US Billboard Hot 100 charts, and the music video premiered on Disney Channel on June 17th during the series premiere of Ant Farm. And it was around this time that Zendaya did an interview with the Dream magazine where she talked about life growing up, being on Shake It Up, her single Swag It Out, and when asked if music was something she liked to pursue, she responded with, "Most definitely, it's always been a strong passion of mine, so I hope to continue what I'm doing and hopefully come out with an album." She also spoke about wanting to work on new music during an interview she did with Clever TV at Cody Simpson's album release party on September 20th, where she described her sound as a mix of different genres wrapped into one with a pop sound. Zendaya also released a song titled Dig Down Deeper on November 8th for a 30-minute short that was going to air on Disney Channel called Pixie Hollow Games, based on the Tinkerbell movie franchise, where she also plays Fern alongside Brenda Song, who plays Chloe, Raven Simone, who plays Iridessa, and more, which the music video premiered a few days earlier on November 5th. And besides the news of Zendaya playing the role of Haley Brandon in a new Disney Channel original movie called Frenemies, alongside Bella Thorne, set to premiere on Friday, January 13, 2012. And in terms of music, she ended the year with releasing/uploading the music video for Swag It Out on her YouTube channel on December 15, which was filmed in her hometown in Oakland, California. As the new year began 2012, besides attending events such as NAACP, Image Awards, and the premiere of the John Carter movie, Zendaya recorded more songs for Shake It Up, one of these songs being Something to Dance For, which was included on the Shake It Up Live to Dance soundtrack, released on March 20th. The song also received a music video, which was a mashup with Bella Thorne's song TTYLXOX, also featured on the soundtrack, and in the video it had a club setting with choreography. Additionally, Zendaya also collaborated with Bella Thorne on 3 other songs for the soundtrack, The Same Heart, Made in Japan, and Fashion Is My Kryptonite, which that song also got a music video filmed. As she continued to film Shake It Up, attend events, engage with fans during the next few months, on July 3rd, Zendaya tweeted off to rehearsals for her upcoming tour, Swaggers Tour, happening later that year. And then the next month, on August 7th, Zendaya tweeted the news that she had signed to Hollywood Records, leaving fans excited for what was to come in the future, knowing that music was indeed in the works. The following month, on September 1st, Zendaya had turned 16, and besides Zendaya recording a holiday song called Shake Santa Shake for Shake It Up, which was released on Disney Channel's Holidays Playlist soundtrack on October 2nd, that also included other Disney stars such as Ross Lynch, Coco Jones, Olivia Holt, and more, singing a cover or an original Christmas song. But other than that, nothing else was said throughout the year regarding Zendaya's music, except for knowing that she was working on an album. In the beginning of 2013, on February 25th, Trevor Jackson released his music video for Like We Grown that features Zendaya in the video, and the next day, February 26th, it was announced Zendaya will be on Dancing with the Stars season 16, making her the youngest celebrity to compete at the time, also mentioning her partner would be Valentin Shmerkowski. And I apologize for mispronouncing his last name. Which fast forward, she was not only amazing on the show, but she captured a new audience of fans, and on May 21st, on the season finale, they won second place. And now with being done with Shake It Up and Dancing with the Stars, it seems Zendaya was ready to focus on music, because on Friday, May 24th, when she made an appearance on BET's 106 Park that aired, where she announced that she was releasing her new single in June and the album will be coming out in fall. Then the beginning of the following month on June, Zendaya had revealed her upcoming single will be titled Replay, which she described as rhythmic pop, taking the pop sound and adding an urban twist. She also mentioned how she was very involved in the process. She even had this clear idea where she even talked to the director, which he understood it. She even requested Ian Eastwood for choreography, and overall she was just really excited about the outcome. On June 27, not only the artwork was revealed, but it was also announced that the single will be coming out on July 16 and premiering on Radio Disney a few days earlier on July 12, which a day before a teaser of the song was released. The song was written by Mick Schultz, Paul Shelton, Tiffany Fred, and Zendaya. Produced by Mick Schultz, and I apologize for mispronouncing his last name, and this was a song that Mick had and played for Zendaya the first time they met, and instantly loved it and wanted it after hearing it, which fun fact, Replay was actually a song written and meant for Rihanna, which was revealed by one of the writers, Tiffany Red, and since the original song was explicit, they had to change some of the lyrics not only because of Disney but because Zendaya was 16. The music video was premiered on Disney Channel on August 15, which Zendaya even released some teasers leading up to the premiere, and the next day, August 16, it was uploaded on her YouTube channel. Directed by Colin Tilley, who also directed the music videos for Levels by Nick Jonas, Anaconda by Nicki Minaj, and WAP by Cardi B featuring Megan Thee Stallion. The video starts with Zendaya practicing her dance moves in a warehouse, which then switches to different scenes showcasing her various looks, performing choreography, and even dancing with backup dancers. The song received praise by both fans and critics, which peaked at number 40 on the US Billboard Hot 100 charts. Zendaya made her debut performance of the song on September 19 on The Ellen Show, along with doing other TV performances such as The Today Show, BET's 106 Park, and the 2014 Radio Disney Music Awards. Her debut album Zendaya was released on September 17, and the following day on Wednesday night, September 18, she had a launch party for the album, where she also performed for Extra at Universal City Walk in Studio City. And when discussing the album, Zendaya spoke about how she wanted the album to be different of quality and something that people would say she spent time and hard work on, along with mentioning Aaliyah was a major influence for the album. And fun fact, Nick Jonas co-wrote and co-produced the song Love You Forever. The album peaked at number 51 on the US Billboard 200 charts, and moving into the next year, 2014, besides promoting and performing, Zendaya released a second single, My Baby, an R&B pop song that also got a remix version released on January 14, directed by Stephen Garnett, that also directed the music videos for Bet, Cold Sweat, and Bated Breath by Tinashe. The first music video was released on January 27th that showed Zendaya in different looks singing along with the song, and the second video got released the following month on February 15 that had the remix version featuring T.Y. $, Bobby Brackens, and I Am Sue that were also in the video as well. And though it seems Zendaya was done with releasing singles from the album, she did two cover collaborations that was released on April, the first one being Capital City's song Safe and Sound with Kina Grannis, Max, and Kurt Schneider. That was also a Coca-Cola collaboration that got 4 different take music videos, and a cover of John Legend's song All of Me with Max and Kurt Schneider. She also released a new song on June 24 titled Too Much for the Disney Channel original movie Zapped, where she also played the role of Zoe Stevens in the film, which premiered on Disney Channel on June 27th. As for the remainder of the year, she worked on other projects, attended award shows and other events. She turned 18 on September 1st, and there was also even news of her starring in an upcoming Disney Channel show called Casey Undercover, set to premiere after Austin and Ally on Sunday, January 18. And not only did she play Casey Cooper, but she also was a co-producer on the show. As for music news, the update we got was that she worked with Sean Kingston on new music on November, which seems Zendaya was already working on album 2. And now going into the next year, 2015, before Casey Undercover premiered, Zendaya released the theme song for the show. As she continued working on other projects, a collaboration she did with Bobby Braxton and Jeremiah, Title My Jam, was released in February, and on March 5th there was an update on the new music, with a post from producer Timbaland that had a photo with Zendaya that seemed to hint that Timbaland, who's worked on hits such as Say It Right by Nelly Furtado, Drunk on Love by Beyonce featuring Jay-Z and more, it seemed Timbaland was working with Zendaya on her second album. And besides news of Zendaya being on set for Taylor's music video for Bad Blood on April 13 and hosting the 2015 Radio Disney Music Awards on April 25th, Zendaya released a new song on May 27 called Neverland, featuring on the Finding Neverland the album, a compilation project for the Broadway musical of the same name that also featured other artists such as Nick Jonas, Ellie Goulding, Christina Aguilera and more, which fast forward got a music video film that premiered the next year, 2016, after the Casey Undercover season finale on Sunday, January 24th on Disney Channel, and moments later uploaded on YouTube, directed by Brad Furman. As a few more months passed, leading to almost the end of 2015, on November 9th, Zendaya teased a new song with Timbaland on her Instagram. And a few days later, on Thursday, November 12th, a new Zendaya song called Close Up and a video was debuted for a new fashion film with Vivienne Westwood in partnership with Hunger, which had a more mature, urban sound than her past work. And in the music video that had a dark vibe well suited for the song, it shows Zendaya in clothing from Vivienne Westwood's fall/winter 2015 collections, expressing strength, independence, that also had a water element seen in the visual. And according to Pop Crush, Close Up, produced by Timbaland, was a song meant for her upcoming album due to release early 2016. And in the Hunger magazine, Zendaya also talked about her upcoming album, which she said, "This new album is kind of me talking about stuff that at this point I finally understand and have been through and can speak about. It's not super deep, it's all around the ideas of love, dealing with love for the first time, and what that means to me has been a big part of the album. A lot of labels are afraid of the kind of music that I want to do because it's something different. I don't necessarily want to make what's already on the radio or what every young girl my age is doing. Michael Jackson, for example, took elements of other music that people didn't necessarily remember. He used inspiration from everyone from James Brown to Fred Astaire and molded it into his own creation. It's the difference between just copying somebody else's stuff or recycling it and turning it into something new." But before 2015 had ended, Zendaya was on the cover of Complex magazine that was revealed on December 1st. And in the interview she gave an update on the process of her new album, which she said, "At this point, I'm trying to, at least for me, perfect everything. I'm a perfectionist, I'm a Virgo, so everything has to be exactly the way I want it. It's also sticking with your own vision. Once you really find that, a lot of people have opinions and you just got to really stay focused." And with fans excited for what was to come for Zendaya in acting and the new album coming soon, the wait wasn't for too long for music, since the following year on January 26, 2016, Zendaya announced on social media that she had a new single coming out titled Something New featuring Chris Brown, her first song released after signing with Republic Records. However, when the news dropped, there were people and fans not happy to hear about it due to Chris Brown with his bad reputation. The song was released on February 3rd, an R&B pop song that sampled the 1994 classic hit Creep by TLC and the 1989 song Hey Young World by Slick Rick, written by Antonio Dixon, Chris Brown, Krishan, Dallas Austin, Babyface, Christopher Riddick Tynes, Kick Curtis, Leon Thomas III, and Zendaya. Produced by Krishan, Babyface, Christopher Riddick Tynes, and Carmen Michelle Key, and I apologize if I mispronounce any of their names. Zendaya talked about the song in a few interviews, but I decided to use an interview she did with iHeart on March 7th, where she said, "Well, the song when I first heard it already had the TLC sampled in it, and that's kind of what I think made me want to record it. That was literally the first thing I heard, do. And I was like, oh yes, yes please. So that immediately I think is what drew me to the song. I had to cut it and it just happened that it was from Babyface Camp and the Rascals and everything. So I got to record the song first time around with Babyface and he was super cool. I was absorbing the moment, taking it in, trying to learn from a legend, and it's definitely a bucket list of thing I can write off. I did a recording session with Babyface, check and moving forward. It was incredible, and that song, I actually have been sitting on that song for like a year, but I just knew it was the one to put out first. She also revealed more of what fans can expect on this new album by saying, "This album is definitely about my experiences as a young woman coming into myself. The first time I did an album, I was like 15/16. How much about life and love I wasn't even allowed to date, so it didn't make sense. I think now, even though to some people 19 going to 20 is still obviously really young, that growth period between a 15/16-year-old girl to now leaving your teen years and going off into your 20s, that's a big chunk of time. And a lot happens there about yourself, about self-realization, discovery, dealing with love, dealing with all that kind of stuff. So that gives me more to talk about, it gives me more to be inspired by, and also I can connect more to what I'm saying. It's not just words that are coming out of my mouth, it's experiences. So it's a little more connecting through who I think the people who are gonna listen to it, because it makes sense." Additionally, she also discussed about collaborating with Timbaland, Babyface, and Diane Warren on her new album and how they respected her creativity and opinions. As for how this collaboration with Chris Brown happened, well, she met him in the studio while he was working on music for his album, and she wanted his opinion on her music and to pick a song that he thought he would be good on. He liked something new, he did his verse, and after she heard it, she decided to re-record her parts of the song. The song peaked at number 93 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart, and though a music video was filmed with a preview shot on The Ellen Show, Zendaya scrapped it because, going back to Chris Brown's bad reputation, during March, Chris went on Twitter to criticize Kehlani after a suicide attempt, which Zendaya quickly unfollowed him and wanted to distance herself from him. And despite the music being completed and the final touches being added, Zendaya ultimately decided not to release anything else. The only music related things left that she was involved with during 2016 was a collaboration titled For My Girls that also had Missy Elliott, Kelly Clarkson, Kelly Rowland, Chloe and Halle and more, and she made an appearance on ABC's Greatest Hits TV show on Thursday night, July 28th, singing with Mario his 2004 hit song Let Me Love You, and it appeared going into 2017 Zendaya's main focus was gonna be in acting, leaving fans wondering why she didn't release her second album or anything else from that album after the first single, which on February 2nd, while answering questions from fans on her website, she explained what happened by saying, "To be completely honest with you, let me just say that certain labels and companies don't like you to be an individual. They want you to be a puppet and I refuse to do that. So that's why it's taking a little longer, a little tea for you." And though it seems she was stepping away from the music industry, besides releasing a collaboration that same year with Prince Royce titled X for his album 5, she still had songs released, but this time only having to do with her acting roles such as The Greatest Showman, Smallfoot, and Euphoria. And as time continued, she spoke more about her reasons for leaving music behind, such as her 2019 cover story for Paper Magazine revealed on June, where she said the music industry takes a little of that passion away. She thought she wanted this, but it turns out this isn't what she wants anymore, especially thinking of what she had to deal with while being in that industry. She also discussed more about this and why she focused more on acting during an interview on Horror Media with Issa Rae 2 years later in 2021, where she explained that she left the music industry due to bad contracts, along with mentioning with music the artist becomes a face of it, which is why she likes acting because it allows people to fall in love with a character while she's still able to maintain a personal life and not give all of her away. And after being away from the stage for so long, she made a surprise return at 2013's Coachella to perform All of Us with Labyrinth during his set, one of their collaborations that was released for the hit show Euphoria, leaving many fans excited to see her back on stage and even wondering if maybe she would return with new music one day. Which brings us to April 2024, when Zendaya did an interview on the Jennifer Hudson Show where she teased the possibility of maybe releasing new music one day.
Because I like creating it again for myself. But if there was a moment, maybe I would, put out a little something. Don't be crazy. We'll see. But maybe. one day.
It would be interesting to see what direction she would take it when it comes to the new music. And even if she does choose to continue releasing music through acting roles that she's done, I wouldn't mind that either, as long as she's happy, since I have liked some of those songs as well. I'm also guessing if she does release something, it will probably be independent, only because of the experience that she's had in the music industry with bad contracts and how they just limit her and not really respect her decisions, because I don't really see her anytime soon releasing music through a label. And if she does, it will likely be with a label that understands her vision, will not limit her or make her feel pressure to do decisions that she's uncomfortable with. So what are your thoughts on this? What direction would you like Zendaya to go into in her new music? And what are your top 3 favorite Zendaya songs? So the ones that I can think of personally for me: Heaven Lost an Angel, Scared, My Baby, of course Replay, and Rewrite the Stars. And if you're interested, I did do a video about Emily Osment's music career, which you can watch right here. And I also did a video why Lucy Hale decided not to pursue a music career anymore, which you can watch right here as well. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and also subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.